Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and today I'm going to be talking about the public losing interest in Bitcoin, which sounds sad and sounds like a bad thing, but in this video I'm actually going to be giving you two reasons why it's actually a good thing. But if you enjoy this video, you should definitely think about leaving a like and subscribing, because I make cryptocurrency videos pretty much every single day. I'll talk about that at the end of the video, but let's get right into it. Bitcoin, I'm just going to talk about the price real quick, and then we're going to jump right into it. Bitcoin's market capitalization, right around $150 billion, is trading just under $9,000. I drew this little wedge here because you guys know I love my wedges. I don't think it's going to stay below this. It looks like it's breaking out of it as we speak right now. But what I really want to talk about today is I want to talk about the public losing interest in Bitcoin. There's a couple of articles here that I want to show you. Let's read this one first. Actually, no, I meant to read this one first. This one's by Bloomberg, and both of these articles will be in the description down below. This is titled Losing Interest in Bitcoin, and they have a graph here that shows Google search interest overlaid on Bitcoin's price scaled properly. So we see that as Bitcoin's price rises, Google search interest increases, and I'll be showing you that here in Google Trends here in just a second. But as the price increases, the overall interest by Google search viewers, by Google searchers, actually increases. So you can kind of tell there's a correlation, a very strong correlation actually, between the amount of search volume for the term Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin, which makes sense. I mean, the Google Trends is actually a pretty good way of getting of polling the public, or at least polling people that use Google, which might as well be the public because everyone uses Google. But what they say here is investors in Bitcoin counting on a rush of fresh money to lift the cryptocurrency's slumping fortunes may face a new obstacle: disinterest from the mainstream, which is true. We're seeing a lot less interest from the mainstream. Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, as the price is kind of diving, is kind of going back underground. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So let's get into why I think it's actually a good thing. The first reason why I think it's actually a good thing. Bitcoin's been in a bear market here for a little while. We know that. It's been way below all-time high for a little while because we had a massive run up here. Actually, there's three reasons. I just thought of another reason. Let's cover that one first. Here's the first reason of the three reasons why it's actually a good thing. The first reason is because when you get an insane amount of public interest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they start getting into the technology because they want to turn $10 into a Lamborghini overnight, and that's just not the way it works, unfortunately. And as we can kind of see with this massive run here, yeah, it was great for about a month and a half, but we've had like a 3.5-month bear market to follow this incredible run, and the reason for that is because the price got very, very much overextended up here because a lot of people were getting into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin specifically because they wanted to make money and not because they were interested in the technology. So when you have a lot of interest from the mainstream coming into Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, you get a lot of people that are just interested in making money with the technology, which is not a bad thing. We're all here to make money, but a lot of us are also here, the more hardcore cryptocurrency users. We're here for the technology because of our libertarian views. We're here because of what we think the technology is going to do for the future of finance. We're here for more fundamental reasons rather than just making money. And when you get a bunch of people that are just interested in making money, they start buying, and then they start buying the top. And then when the market inevitably has a correction, then they get burned, and they really are not a fan of cryptocurrencies anymore because they just lost half of their position in the span of about a month and a half. So that's the first reason, is that when you get a lot of people getting into the market all at once, it drives the price to an absurd and unsustainable level. And then it will crash because it inevitably is going to. People are going to start taking profits, and then those people get burned, and then they don't want to come back to cryptocurrency, so it gives cryptocurrency a bad name. The second reason I wanted to talk about is because at these low levels, after this little correction that we've had, at these low levels, we know that Bitcoin can go to $20,000 now. It already has. So that means that anyone who is interested in Bitcoin in the long term is perfectly happy to buy at any of these levels down here. So the second reason that is pretty good, that the mainstream adoption, or not mainstream adoption rather, but the mainstream interest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is down, is because, like I said earlier, when Bitcoin interest goes down, the price also correlates with that, and vice versa. Which that means that as interest is down, the price is down, and that means we have buying opportunities. So guys, what I'm trying to get at here is that you should definitely be loading up on your Bitcoin while it's nice and cheap down here, because that's not what I meant to do, because we know that Bitcoin could go to $20,000, and I think all of us believe that it can go far beyond that. I've talked about that a lot on the channel. Just look at my video, Can Bitcoin Go to $1 Million? Because I definitely think that it is very possible, and the smart money, in my opinion, is buying at these levels no matter what we think is going to happen at the market. To be totally honest, I'm just going to be buying. I don't care where the bottom is for Bitcoin. I'm just going to buy, because I'm going to be holding the Bitcoin that I'm going to buy for a very long time. So I don't really care about short-term price action, but I do care that we're 50% down from the all-time high. So I do care about that large-scale price action. So I really like that the interest is tapering off, because that also means that the price of Bitcoin is tapering off, so we can get cheaper Bitcoin. I think I've made that point. And the third reason is because Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are nowhere near mature enough for mainstream adoption. Now, I don't necessarily, well, scratch that. I think that they are going to be mature enough for mainstream adoption in the coming years. Probably 5 years from now they will be, especially 10 or 15 years from now. But Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies right now are very, very immature. Bitcoin uses a lot more energy per transaction than something like Visa does because of the proof of work algorithm. And I'm not bashing the proof of work algorithm. I think it's one of the greatest things that's been invented by humankind in the last 15 years. But it does have a fundamental flaw that it uses a lot of energy. I think Lightning Network is going to significantly help with that, but we'll see what happens. We'll need to actually see it put into place to see what happens there. But a lot of this technology, especially like Ethereum's technology, where they're moving to proof of stake, a lot of this technology is highly, highly experimental, and we don't want to mess something up and then get the ire of government regulators either. So we really want this technology to develop a little bit more. We want more time to develop the technology so that it's actually ready for your average Joe, so that people can use it. You know, a lot of people are disinterested in using cryptocurrencies because of their volatility. They're disinterested in using it for anything other than an investment vehicle because of this volatility. So it's going to be hard to get people to mainstream adopt Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I think it will happen, but I definitely also think that we need to give time for the space to mature. We need more development going on. We need some of these projects that are complete and total scams to be outed as such and be gone with. And we need to actually turn the discussion away from the scams in cryptocurrencies to what the important thing, or what the benefits of cryptocurrencies are, because a lot of regulation is kind of just, it seems to me like it's kind of just focusing around the bad parts of cryptocurrencies and not too much around the good parts of cryptocurrencies. We need more time to develop the space and really prove ourselves to the world so that we're ready for mainstream adoption. I hope I've made those 3 points there, guys. The most important one to anyone who is an investor is that second one, that Bitcoin prices are nice and cheap right now. So I really do think just about any time right now is a pretty good time to buy. Bitcoin below $10,000 is a steal compared to where I think it's going to go in the future. The same thing with a lot of these altcoins. If you believe in any of these altcoins will last for longer than a year and a half, right now is probably not the very best time technically, but it is becoming a pretty good time. Like EOS had a little bit of a run, but if you're investing long term, it's still a decent time. Ethereum is like $500. That's a pretty good investment if you think Ethereum's going to be around for a couple of years. Ripple, same deal really. Cardano, same deal. A lot of these are very good investments if you're planning on investing long term. I remember I bought Neo at $15. I sold it at $30, and then it went to $160, and I was rather sad. But if you're going to invest in any of these cryptocurrencies, stay away from Bitcoin Cash. That's a joke, but I'm also serious because there's not really a point for Bitcoin Cash. If you're newer to the space, I've yet to have an explanation presented to me that explains why Bitcoin Cash is actually relevant here. I'll probably make a video on that in the future. Anyway, I'm rambling. But that thing I wanted to talk about at the beginning of the video is that I've actually changed my upload schedule. I'm going to be uploading, instead of uploading every single day, I'm going to upload on every single day except for Wednesdays and Fridays. This is going to give me a couple of days to like formulate what I want to do with the channel. It's going to give me a couple more days to plan, because right now it's just like, sometimes I get burnt out of YouTube, and I don't want YouTube to be that way. I don't want YouTube to feel like a chore, because this was always meant to be something fun as well as a side hustle. So it's not something that I want to feel like a chore or a job. So I'm hoping that will help with that. There's a lot of things coming down the pike for the channel, guys. I have very big ambitions for this channel, so stick around. A year from now, things are going to be crazy. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think the next year in cryptocurrency is going to be interesting, and I also think the next year for this channel is going to be interesting. So if you want to see both of those and be kept up to date on both of those, you should definitely think about subscribing, because I'm going to be here for a while. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Tell me what you think about my 3 reasons why it's actually a good thing that interest in Bitcoin is tapering off. Leave your answers in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.